Good evening, everyone. Equal opportunity for blacks in the LDS Church.
One BYU instructor says it is still a problem. Dan Rascone live at BYU tonight. Dan, who's the instructor and what are his claims?
Well, Mark and Michelle, the instructor is Darron Smith, and this is the name of his book right here, Black and Mormon. He's a part-time sociology teacher here at BYU, and he doesn't mince words in this book, and he stands by what they have to say.
We're still struggling with these notions of race.
Darron Smith, a BYU sociology instructor, is talking about his new book, Black and Mormon, a 186-page volume that's sure to stir up emotions about racial attitudes in the LDS Church.
Many of the members continue to remind me and other blacks that we were at one point cursed. I don't think they do it maliciously, but they're simply summoning, ideas about blacks that they've heard, they've read about, or that's gone through the rumor mill.
Smith says this book isn't about some angry member who has a chip on his shoulder, but rather it's about educating the LDS faithful about blacks.
We ought to be more sensitive, more tolerant, more understanding, more learned about the racial history in U.S. society. If I had it my way, I would make it a part of the curriculum.
There is still a lot of racism.
Dr. Cardell Jacobson, a BYU sociology professor who wrote his own book on minorities in the church, agrees with Smith. In fact, he wrote Chapter 6 in Smith's book.
I'd like to see more white members read about blacks and to know a bit more about black history.
But both men know they have a big challenge ahead of them to get their message out, especially Smith, who realizes this book could create some controversy for him at BYU.
I shouldn't have to take any jabs here. I should be able to talk about the sorts of things that I want to talk about that are important to the black community as it pertains to furthering the mission of the church.
Now the book is being published by the University of Illinois Press. It hits the bookshelves next week and pretty much goes across the nation. Now Smith is still obviously a very faithful LDS member. He says he loves the church, he supports the church, but he just feels like members need a little bit more history on blacks in the LDS faith. Mark, Michelle, back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot.